CDDA challenge today. So for those who are not familiar with what the really CDDA challenge is, and I really hope my Ko-Fi alerts are fixed, because I had one of my alerts break the other day, and I can't test it without throwing money at it. And I think I fixed it. I'm hoping I fixed it. I'm paranoid now. But with all that said, we're gonna be doing the really CDDA challenge. So what this challenge is your character was cooking something on the stove. They're not feeling well, so they got like this bad cold. They got really, really drunk, and they went and took a shower. And on the way out of the shower, they tripped through the glass of the shower, lodging a big piece of glass in their groin. The stove caught fire. It's in the middle of the winter, so you're in a house that's burning down. You're naked, you're wet, you're sick, you're drunk, and the house is on fire. It is the worst day of your character's life. This is kind of one of the default challenges you could do in Project Zomboid. It is a very brutal front-loaded challenge. Yeah, what are the chances, right? In the groin. Talk about bad luck. Now, there's also a version of this called the Cursed CDDA, made by Retinaru, another member of the community. And that one is like 1,000 times worse. We're not doing that one today. I have messed with that a lot in the past, but a lot of people have been doing really CDDA lately. The only mods we have running are UI mods, so I don't have anything that changes like my items, my loot, my vehicles, and all that. But yeah, so here we go with the really CDDA challenge. We're going to see how many attempts it takes to get this off, because I'm not only going to do that, I have my start I choose called Rough Start. So our fitness is 0, our strength is 0. Oh, Outdoorsman needs to go. That messes up. Do I have one here? Did I have Curse CDDA? Oh no, the Curse CDDA I actually gave myself stats. We don't need that. I'm looking for... So the reason I'm saying no Outdoorsman is Outdoorsman makes a lot of your weather conditions not apply, so we definitely don't want that. Oh, Slow Healer is going to be terrible. Slow Healer is going to be straight up awful. I'm just going to go ahead and put Fast Reader to fill something in. We'll save, and we'll just say Rough CDDA. Alright. So, for those who want to keep track at home of what our character has, we are obese, unfit, weak, we heal slowly. This one's going to be especially terrible for CDDA. This means my cold will take longer to heal, and my injury to the groin will take longer to heal. And the bonuses I get is Cat's Eye, which makes it easier for me to see in the dark. I can loot faster, I can read faster. I don't need as much sleep. I have a tiny chance of getting more loot. I have a little bit more visibility. I'm a quick learner. I can see behind myself slightly better. I can carry a little bit more stuff in cabinets and backpacks. And thick skin, I take it, but it really doesn't matter. If you're depending on thick skin, it's nothing. So, is this a build I recommend? No. No. This is a self-sabotage build. It's not a good build. There's lots of good perks down here, but this sucks. This one, especially for this challenge, is going to be awful. But we're going to go in here, and we're not going to get to recognize our name of our characters. Our character doesn't get to have a name. They have to survive and earn their name. It's actually a little bit cold in Florida. Yeah, no, it's a little nippy today. All right. It's warm there, like 80-ish. Oh, it's been like 50 here. Okay, so to show you what we've got, before we get anywhere, just to let you know of what's going on here. So, as you can see, when you start the game, house is on fire. This one especially sucks, because it's blocked almost all my outs. I might be able to get to the window and all that, but you've got that. If we look at our health, that's not good. We got a big piece of glass lodged in our groin. It's a bad time. We also are drenching wet. We have a runny nose, and so that's not too bad right now, but that'll get really bad. We're in pain, and we're utterly shit-faced. So we're 70% drunk and all that. All of these mean we're gonna suck in a fight. But the big thing is, our first priority more than anything else, I got to deal with that groin injury, and we got to get clothes. Nothing else matters until we get those. Oh, I don't have the. It's fine. Oh, and because I am playing with 0 fitness, 0 strength. Oh, I'm blocked off. All right. Well, here's hoping. Okay, I might be able to make it through. We're already spotted by a zombie. That's very suboptimal. Grab me that pen. So this is about the worst case scenario with the start. Yeah, that was a fail start. Because I wasn't able to do anything about the piece of glass. I wasn't able to get anything meaningful. We got blocked in the house long enough. Would you finish me off already? Basically, we got trapped in the house right on the beginning and didn't get a chance to do anything. Would you finish me off? My goodness, friends. All right. But yeah, that is the nature of CDDA. Because it's like, okay, I've got a path to the windows. You know, because I took a moment to like loot and all that, the fire happened to expand to block you off. If you attempt to, you know, walk through the fire, it goes badly. Oh, right, it's CDDA. Of course it's not going to have... As I say, of course it's not going to have a mini-map. Because it means just having the mini-map there for when people ask me where stuff is in the map, be like, oh yeah, that's totally over there. But this particular case, yeah, we're not going to have the mini-map. But that's fine. So we did take our first death because just a bit of the bad luck and the fire spread in the start, kind of a rough pattern going into it, and I just took too long to do anything. Lamprey died 2 days ago, yeah. Got to, it was like 934,998 or something like that. So didn't quite get to that 1 million that he wanted. Let's hope this window... That one's no, but good. What we're trying to... Oh, come on. Are all the windows gone? Oh yeah, I can't run with this. Alright. You love the title? There we go. I'm surprised how fast they're getting into the house. Normally I don't have them get in there that fast. Normally I get plenty of time to rip out the piece of glass real quick, go grab a curtain, rip it up, put it on, and then from there it gets dicey. You know, ideally the scenario from there is you get one to jump through a window or a wall or whatever, you smash it real quick, you grab the clothes off of it, and then you go. So this is a really CDDA. We're gonna have random starts. This is a very, very RNG heavy run. It is what it is. I am also playing with like 0 fitness, 0 strength and all that, so my ability to fight the zombies is terrible. But we definitely have to bandage up our groin right away, because you have different speeds you limp and everything. Okay, so we're just gonna rip this out immediately on the get-go. Why are we having this luck that every single time I'm having the curtains gone? Alright, we still might make this work. If I can get a zombie to go through this window, I can still make this work. I need you to beat it. Oh, we caught fire. We're dead. All right. Yeah, no, it's a very RNG heavy run. I've had, normally, like I said, in the past that I've done this, normally most of the runs I can get the piece of glass out, get the groin wrapped, and then it's really dicey on whether or not I can get enough clothes to make the trek. There you go. In this particular case, I've been like 3 for 3. Oh, not that one. I've been 3 for 3 because I'm trying to not have outdoorsman because that perk helps out a lot. I'm 3 for 3 of all the curtains being burned. Why, game? It actually might be okay here. Oh, this might be a really good start. I don't know how... If that sewing kit has a needle in it, I need you to stop. Come on, come on, come on. It has no needle. It has the thread, but no needle. Oh, good. You have keys to the place. You really don't have a needle? That's not what I wanted. Okay, so I don't want to deal with those any more than I have to. We did get some clothes. It's probably not enough to keep us from freezing to death. But in the meantime, we're going to get that out of her face. We don't need it. This is going to be really dicey. Because, 1, I can't see where I'm going. 2, we're still definitely limping. And we don't want to run through the trees, because we could tear our clothes and we could scratch ourselves. Alright. So what we're trying to do is just, as quickly as we can, just get ourselves a little distance on these zombies. Pick the keyring. Oh, the keyring. Oh, right. Because you don't get a keyring in CDDA. Alright, so we're hypothermic. So that's less than optimal. Yeah, so right now, we're not worried about loot or anything like that. Yeah, no, it's, I just didn't pick it up. It's fine. Oh, that's just teasing me. I can't fight you right now. Come on, man. Because this, the nasty cold really hurts your ability to do stuff. The hypothermic, that's a minus 90% speed to attack. So what we're trying to do now is get away from the main population center of the area. There's a good chance we just freeze to death in this one. I did get really lucky on the early finding that adhesive bandage right away. I was really bummed when I saw the sewing kit. A lot of times I'll have a sewing needle, If I would have a sewing needle from that, I could literally have sutured that deep wound closed in the starting house. No such luck. And I'm deliberately not running at all. That's not a thing we're doing. We're also trying to get over being drunk. But if we could find ourselves another fence, there is stuff I could do to ditch the zombies. Also, if I could get a building. There's a trailer park up here after a while. There's also a farm. Ideally, I want to ditch these zombies at the farm and then pick them off one by one. It's really difficult to get rid of them. Have you ever done CDDA without running out of the farms or out of Muldrow? Yeah, but Muldrow's lame and no one wants to be here. Yeah, no, I've stayed in Muldrow before. I mean, I've also messed with Curse CDDA where you don't... Couch rockets faster? No. It is faster, but no. Friendly reminder, I used to hold the world record in Product Zombie for the highest kill count stream. So when you backseat me, just take that into consideration. Very likely, there's not much I don't know in the game. Not that there's nothing. But if I'm choosing not to do something, it's probably a deliberate decision. Alright, that said, I haven't played in a while, so... I remember there's a fence at this farm here somewhere. But yeah, no, genuinely, I hate Muldrow, as I say. Not because even I lost characters there that were, like, big runs. Of the cities, even like, when I was a fairly new player, I came to decide that Muldrow was the worst city to start in. Yes, there's warehouses, I know. But, like, for the variety of loot and everything, it was terrible. And they're just way better. I just don't feel like it. What was your record? 135,121 zombies killed in one character in one life on harder than apocalypse settings with no mods to change itemization or vehicles. So it was the highest kill count run ever streamed for a little while. That record has been beaten. The new record is 934,998, but it's not mine. It was the person who beat my record, just kept going. You can't imagine doing CDA without running to the farms, so thought being a record holder, you would have tips to say within that. Oh yeah, you just fight the zombies around you. Like, you just take your time, fight the zombies around you. That's, we've done the Curse CDDA on the channel. You can't run from the zombies in that one, because it's got, uniform distribution, and we survived 20 plus days in that one before I just did the dumb, is what I did in that one. Alright, so we're still a bit tipsy, but we're getting there. So now what we want to do... Yeah, so I grabbed a bunch of them, more than I want. But yeah, no, we did, the last couple times I've done this, I did Curse CDDA, and I've had some, but that one takes the whole RNG heaviness of CDDA and just kicks it up to 11. Okay. But yeah, so there's not many zombies around here, so literally all we're doing is we're just kiting them around, picking them off as able. And then we'll eventually ditch the zombies here. But this is like the main strat people do, is just go to the farm. Like I said, you can hold your ground and do it, but that just gets even more RNG heavy. Of getting lucky finding like an early weapon or whatever. So if I cut this corner, I could get her to climb over. Ah, she's not in range. No, not giving me a hard time. So what's your CDDA record for survival? Oh, I won it. Which is when you get to the point you're in spring. Like, once you're out of the winter, you're just playing normal Project Zomboid. There's no, like, the zombie respawn time's a little higher, but otherwise, it's just basically Project Zomboid at that point. Where did we kill that our zombie? We killed it over here, right? Because we wanna be slipping on some clothes as we move on. So I killed the one at the corner there. So one thing we can do here is we can go to our insulation. Oh, those are in great shape. Thanks, man. And you can have those less good shape ones. So our legs are getting nice and warm and cozy. We want to cover ourselves with as much insulation as possible until we start seeing hypothermic go up. That'll be a different layer. Alright, so we still need a jacket of some kind, but we're starting to get ourselves some more layers. And I know I could just push and stomp and all that, but eh. All right. So we're sober now. Please fall down. So we don't worry about grabbing that. We just need to remember that body is there. We can come back for its stuff later. The big problem is if my health gets too low, then we're in trouble. Because you do technically take a hit point of damage or so when you stomp. Like, you take, it's not like a full hit point, but you take some damage when you stomp on zombies. So if I run completely out of health, then when I stomp on a zombie... Is this a standard 0 to hero type character? Yeah, I just took off my outdoorsman because the outdoorsman... you know, sort of gives you an advantage you're not supposed to have. Is there anything else in you we cared about? Nah. All right. Hey, mate, how's it going? Let's get up here. We'll want the duffel bag. Because as we get weaker and weaker, our carry weight's going to get worse and worse. I don't know if that's its own layer. That might be better. No, I didn't grab it. It's fine. Does that replace the denim shirt? I think the denim shirt's going to be better. I mean, the denim shirt is full of holes, though. Oh, our body temperature is going up. Today alert, yeah. So it's like a single hit point. And you recover it normally almost instantly, so it doesn't matter. But it does mean when you get dropped down to 1 hit point by hypothermia, that, you know, that 1,000th of a hit point you stay at when you're completely hypothermic goes away. Cool, this will actually potentially work out. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Nah, too late. We have no strength, so it takes a lot for me to knock over a zombie. That's a nice sweater, friend. I would like it. It looks snug and cozy and warm. Yeah, so they're starting to break the fences. I've been pulling them over multiple times. I don't... So this is much lower insulation, but it is those ones it's a little tricky to be like, is this the better one? I'm gonna drop it. Alright. Game scene's really neat. Yeah. Alright, so trick is now I've got this many. It's going to take us a little bit to fight them. But the good news is now that hypothermia is going away, we are on the climb. I've already got a sewing kit and all that, which unfortunately did not have a sewing needle, which is the thing I needed the most. It's the hardest to find thing. Will we joining Forum Project Zomboid? Really CDDA challenge. So not the cursed one, just the regular really CDDA that comes with the game, not the modded one. There's been a lot of people playing it lately, and it's like, I haven't done the challenge in a good while. Let's mess around with it a little bit. Jump over the fence. Alright, so we got another body over there. We could still use some long socks, we could still use a sweater, we could use a better jacket. All that's not good. Alright, so pretty soon our body temperature should get up to the point that we're good. And this isn't the only strategy. There's actually lots of places you can run to. But one of the early game things is just where the zombies are, get someplace else. Okay, so that one doesn't have anything to care about on it. I feel like at some point I lost a couple. There was one that had a really nice sweater, and I don't see it anymore. So, I think that was the last one I killed. We haven't checked them for, like, long socks and all this. Yeah, no, we got a pretty good start going here now. Yeah, sometimes they'll still lose aggro, even with you coughing constantly. Oh, if I knew you were going to climb up the fence, it was stuck around. Yep, nothing here I care about. Alright, so pretty soon we should no longer be hypothermic. And it is a thing in the game that your core temperature does a lot to dictate your body temperature, so as you warm up, it is easier to warm up, kind of thing. So once we get over that, we'll be good. And then as I'm doing a little bit of fighting here and there, that also helps. Alright. Yeah, now the big thing is that we get rid of the zombies in the area. So slightly, you're playing Zomboid again? Yeah, just as a one-off. I'm probably gonna sit there and do, this is the really CDDA challenge. I'm probably just gonna do it till, like, we're comfortably like, oh yeah, we're good. But I'm not gonna, like, push it out. Like, we still have Venus alive, she's still at, like, the record thing. I think at some point I might go back to her just trying to get Spears 10 knocked out, that way I have all of the weapon skills maxed out on her. But, I don't think I'm gonna make it a point to do that as a priority. Just, I want to do it before build 42 drops. But no, there's been a lot of people in the community that, or a lot of people I know that are friends of the channel have been playing this challenge lately. And I haven't played in a long time. I was like, yeah, let's pop in. We can do a round of it. Alright, so you got you two here. What I'd like to do is try and isolate one of you by yourself again. Take out another. We are getting to the point our endurance is getting low. Too slow. Alright. Because if I were to go to the challenge till it's quote-unquote done, i.e. I've reached spring, that's probably like 12 streams. That's way more than I want to play till build 42 drops. But like I said, if I get to the point that, like, we've fixed our groin, we've gotten over our cold, we're, you know, things are stabilized, that kind of stuff. Fall over. Thank you. All right. All right, so we're starting to not, like, our heat isn't getting managed as well now. Alright, so that door is open. So that's something we can use to separate out a zombie or two. This many on that door will probably break it down in seconds. But you can use doors to separate zombies by slamming the door right as a zombie walks through it. So you get like one... That's fine. Come on, jump over. Okay, nothing we care on that one. Yeah, so our body temperature is crashing again because we have a slight wind chill. Thanks, game. I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, so like once we've stabilized everything, we've got enough food that we're like, all right, yeah, we're probably good. Like that'll probably be where we do the cutoff. Four holes, though. I don't actually know if that'll be better for us. Because unfortunately, it does replace our suit jacket. Oh, we're getting to the point. Hey, I need to start moving all this in here. Hang on, zombies. Our thirst and our hunger is starting to become an active threat to us because we're at very heavy load with nothing extra here. Yeah, that's shredded. And that's stuff like our hunger and thirst is all that catching up to us. That's not what you want. We're okay. Alright, so the fact that we're getting so ridiculously fatigued. Alright, so drop the duffel bag for right now. We're too over encumbered for it. Oh, there's two of you crawling. That is not my favorite. Alright, let's... So we're in a pretty good position. I think we're down to just 3 zombies following us. Hey, buddy, you mind following me for just a moment? Alright. Hey, Cerise Mage, how's it going? On your 75 stream streak, that is an absurdly large number. Man, can you just have one of you without all of your stuff completely shredded? Would that be better? No. No, it would not. So the problem is they're grouped up really tightly. And that's an issue because I can't just stand on crawlers. Like, they're literally merging into one spot. This is actually a really... really big problem for us. Because the crawler hitbox is a straight-up disaster. Oh, thank goodness. So that should be better than what I've got now. We have a worn jacket. That's not gonna be better than what we have here. Round neck sweater in mint condition, you say? Oh yeah, that's a massive improvement. Shirt with no holes. And was our tank top any good? Tank top's fine, shirt's fine, socks fine. So we're actually in pretty good shape so far as our insulation goes. We could definitely use stuff like gloves, but good luck with that. We are at the point where we're at maximum fatigue, so I need to be able to rest somewhere. So I'm going to try and go inside here, close up the door, duck against the wall, sit down for a minute and hope we can warm up a bit. Can you just leave them behind? Oh, the crawlers? Probably. I would like to code that, because... Okay, Crowbar. I appreciate you. You're actually going to be really hard to use because I am super overburdened right now. Okay, so first of all, drop the bag. What was in here? Nothing? So we're going to sit here and try and recover a little bit of endurance. It's not going to happen too well. I mean, the big problem is we're super exerted and super, super fatigued. I'm just trying to recover our body temperature. To help us with our mobility a little bit. Time for a spicy sleep. That didn't do anything for us at all. Sleep in a chair too risky? Nah, we tried to do it. At the moment, I have like literally no health right now. But what are you doing? But we're hearing the zombie in the next room, banging on the door. And that banging noise is what's making it so we can't sleep. Because our character keeps hearing the zombie banging on the door. And that's the problem. Alright. Yeah, we're just not going to be able to sleep till that zombie's dead. We're already extremely overburdened, so it makes no difference whether or not I have the backpack. Sounds like there's 2 zombies banging around in there. I can't see anything. And I have the cat's eye perk too. Please fall over. Please fall over. Oh, at maximum drop instead. All right, fine. I just wanted to save the crowbar, but you forced my hand. Because at least this way it's taking some damage. It'll eventually die. Alright. Oh, that utter lack of any amount of endurance or fatigue. We are just straight up at the end of our character's rope here. So, for those who don't know, exertion, just the first tier of it, is a 50% reduction to damage you do. And it's the same with fatigue. Just the first tier. Is that an extra layer? Ooh, okay, I didn't think that's its own layer. I mean, I love the club hammer, but like... All right. I'll deal with the can opener in a minute. Okay. Just trying to get any kind of hunger, any kind of calories in us. 300% if you eat enough? Oh, yeah, we're not eating for the strength buff. No, that's always been a waste. It's always been kind of a meme when people bring that up. Because it just doesn't last very long at all. So yeah. Somewhere in here is a can opener. All right. And we're just eating all these canned goods to try and get ourselves situated, because we're still in a bad way. But we've solved our hunger and all that for a temporary moment. Can't see what's happening in this place. So we're gonna try and go all the way down this corner, and I'm hoping since we killed the zombie that's banging on stuff on this corner, I can't see at all what I'm doing. Is it from 1 to 3 already? Yep. Is this my first playthrough? It's not actually my first playthrough of Project Zomboid. I used to hold the world record in the game. But, you know, sometimes you gotta meme. Okay. Oh, just a casual generator in here. Love to see that. Alright, so we need to recover our endurance because or exertion. Oh, you're being sarcastic? Yeah, no, I figured it could definitely be that way. So the reason our heart is going absolutely ballistic and dropping real fast is we still do have that dirty groin injury. We do have slow healer and all that going on, which is kind of a problem. Just casual generator. Oh good, it's snowing. Oh yeah, so Leafy said, my most memorable product of Zomboid Death was when you had put your shoes and socks in the washing machine, woke up to a zombie you hadn't noticed, went to run outside, burst through a window, bled out by the time I dealt with the Zeds. Yeah, so the worst one it didn't even die from it. Well, actually, no, it did die, not from it, but like the series of events it started. So those beer bottles might become very handy. And that's for if we end up being in too much pain to sleep. We can just take a little sippy and you know, help ourselves get a little bit more tired. Come on, sewing needle. Nope, nothing we care about. Alright. But yeah, so I was fighting a zombie and stomping on its head and killed it and didn't notice my shoes broke on the last hit, jumped through a window, and spent a good minute or so completely confused because I was like, why am I bleeding? I dealt with this. You know, and just sat there for like a minute, really confused. And so my character's bleeding from both her feet, so I was just trying to like stay alive because we're just so low health that I just have to like swap the bandages, just trying to get the little bit extra healing we could out of them. All right. Come on, sewing needle. Ooh, long john bottoms. Even badly damaged, that's still another layer of warmth. Alright. Padded pants. Warmest pants in the game. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so we've got this, so we can wear this. With the hood up from now probably being more insulation. We're probably having more insulation than I need. We'll probably start sweating soon. Cool. Alright, so we're in pretty good shape now for our start. We have officially ditched our cold. Did you level up strength already? No. I'm still at, I wish I had strength amounts of strength. Alright. So we have checked out that building here. So let's cleared, cleared. And then we will mark that there is a generator here. I don't remember what the little building over there is. Let's grab the beer bottles. Actually, grab the empty bottle too, because I can fill you up in the sink. Alright. So I've looted the first house. Oh, it's a chicken coop. And that's the barn. So the zombie spawns on CDDA challenge are very aggressive compared to normal. That's one thing we need to worry about, but right now what Rual looks for is a sewing needle. Which we're not going to find then zombies. We got to go looking through houses for that, most likely. Ooh, you had a whole group there. I underestimated that. Alright, we got long socks. Those will be slightly warmer than I've got here. Alright. So of our clothes, what clothes are actually still in bad shape? So the denim shirt could be better. The jacket and the long johns could be better. And the rest are pristine. Okay. I already have a tank top. Right there. Let's see, you feel like the bigger hurdle is losing the cold? Basically turn CD into normal 6 months? Yeah, and that's the reason I was like, we'll consider the run done when I've secured some food. I've, got the groin injury cured. Once I got that sorted, then yeah, it's just it's a normal run with more aggressive respawns. It's pretty close to what it is. The loot is actually a little bit nerfed and all that, but relatively speaking, it's a pretty standard run after that point. All right. Alright. And we are still slower than the zombies while we're limping. And yes, I know there's tricks you could do to, like, kind of defeat that mechanic using crouch and all that. Do you have a hunting knife for me? Buddy! Yeah, so you have a bunch of holes in that. Alright. Nicole just compromises you the hardest. Oh yeah, no, I agree. So we're actually overheating indoors right now. Alright, so what we're doing now is we've got ourselves secured here. I'm going to start trying to work my way back down to Muldrow. because that's going to be my most likely way to find a knitting needle. We are going to kill the zombies we see along the way. The classic, the zombie that you kill can't sneak up on you. Alright. But the most likely place for us to find sewing needles is in bathroom cabinets, along bedsides, like in the cabinet there, and on the rare occasion on a table. Just like whether it's a living room table or a bedroom table or whatever. Oh, we've got some military boots. Those will be an upgrade. And I'm just gonna I'm not gonna just try and beeline to the medical place and look for it. Because especially right now with the limp, there's a real good chance that'll go badly for us. I think that's a better shape than the one I've got. Yeah. So still damaged, but slightly less damaged. Okay. Drug den to your east? Yeah, no, you don't need to give me the shot for shot about the map. It's been a long time since I've been to Muldrow, but I remember it's the neighborhoods to the south and west. To the north, we've got the trailer park. To the far west, we've got, the downtown area, plus, the, whatever. There's, the little drug lab or whatever as well. We're just gonna wander. We're not gonna go and, be optimal about it. We're just gonna explore. We're gonna see what we can find. Because if I, in the very first stream, if I fix all my problems, then it kind of takes care of that. And you're still in pretty terrible shape. Hey, Longclaw, how's it going? Alright. I don't want to cut through trees. We'll go to the west. Hey, for those who don't know Longclaw, fantastic content creator on the platform. Definitely recommend checking them out both here on Twitch and YouTube. And a big reason for that is they are based out of South Korea, so unfortunately South Korea does have Twitch is shutting down there. Basically the ISPs locally to South Korea make it incredibly difficult for any streaming services to be successful there. So they are shutting down operations in South Korea, so at the end of the month, Longclaw will no longer be on the platform streaming. So if you help them out a lot by following them on YouTube as well, help them get, some new footing in our place. But yeah, and it's not Twitch bad, it's ISPs in South Korea are jerks. Because it's not only Twitch, it's a whole lot of them are shutting down or massively limiting their systems there. Okay, I think my record CDDA character is still alive, where I got all the way to I got to spring and then I stopped. Alright, so we go west here. Okay, so we had a horde of zombies in those trees, and they heard me walking by, I think. Got another hunting knife there. I am gonna fight them. I also had to fight that we're not backing up into trees. Ah, that limp. It's a bad time. Alright. Ooh, a mint-condition lumberjack shirt. Now I gotta straight up start getting hot. Okay, so we are gonna go back to the house real fast over here. And the reason for that is so I can sleep so I wake up when it's daytime. So I'm not wandering around in the dark. Because it'll be really hard for me to see anything. But yeah, so we got things that's pretty well established here at the beginning. And Longclaw cashing in their 7-stream streak. And when we get back here, we start resting to do that. I'm going to take a quick pop over to IO a couple Lego pieces for I believe we had, I think I have 5 Lego pieces IO. Because there was 400 bits and then 100 bits dropped, if I remember correctly. And we got one more zombie following. Alright. So now the good news is, even though the respawn is turned up in Project Zomboid, CDDA challenge, the good news we're running into with all that is it's not that big a deal still, because what ends up happening with that is while it's turned up higher, if I keep going through the same places, there's a delay before they can be allowed to respawn at all. And you get the idea is that if I've been in an area, I don't remember what the time is, if I've been in an area within a certain number of in-game hours, no respawns can occur in that area. And it's only after I've left the area that then the respawn timer begins. So if I do circle back like to this location and to where I'm going, I don't have to worry about stuff going there. There's going to be nothing in there I care about, so I don't need to go there. Alright. But yeah, you can definitely do this challenge. I mean, you can literally, if you get lucky on the like how things go in the house you start in, you can actually get to the situation where you can just literally fight from the house you start in until you stabilize things. But that requires some RNG luck on what you drop and all that. And it's just really like what zombies show up, are they on fire, that kind of thing. I always forget where the stairs are in this place, and they're over here. Oh, and we already have a generator. We don't have the magazine, which is the big challenge. Okay. So we will remove this bandage. I usually don't worry about the bandages at all. But it's like, why not? Alright, so what I'm going to quickly do is while we sit in that corner, I'm going to go ahead and get these 5 Lego pieces that I owe. For those who don't know, every time we do a sub or 100 bits, then we add Lego pieces. And we're getting this kit pretty close to done. Like, we're on the home stretch for it. We'll get that going. Alright, so here's Piece number 1. Piece number 2. I apparently have 2 stickers I need to put on it, which is sticker number 1 goes on here. You won't be able to see that because I have to have that kind of close. It's a little tougher for me to deal with. And then we will need sticker number 2, which is the JPL sticker. Alright, and now I've got those. I need to get a bunch of these pieces out here. We got you. Got you. You. 2 of these. One of those. Alright, so we already put the 2 on there, and I've got 3 to go. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3. And we are all caught up on the Legos. Alright. Okay, Iggy Maid. Thank you so much for coming in. Can I get a shout out for Iggy Maid, by the way? Who's another fantastic creator on the platform, someone to definitely recommend checking out. VTuber plays a whole range of games over there. Definitely a good time. Alright, so we need another snack. Alright, so we're basically to the point of being out of snack. Oh, we did? My apologies. We're basically at the point of being out of snacks. Meanwhile, let me quickly grab the sewing kit. Such a tease that we found a sewing kit already, but there was no needle. Alright. We're going to go ahead and just because we can, thank you to follow, welcome to the stream. Just because we can, because I'm killing time. And the reason I'm killing time like this is I want our character to go to sleep at around midnight. Because if we go to sleep around midnight, then we'll wake up when it's warm, like when it's daylight out. Alright, so you're just getting bored, that's fine, I don't care. Alright, so grab your crowbar out, put this on your back. You are experiencing too much pain. Awesome. You know what? I have a solution for this problem. Give me this beer right now. And suddenly, we can go to sleep. For those who don't know exactly what I just did there, when your character is like tipsy and all that, it does reduce the amount of pain you're in. It also makes you sleepier very quickly. So we didn't actually get to the point where the sleepy part kicked in, but you get the idea. Yes, alcohol is a solution, especially considering the whole thing that starts the scenario is you being so incredibly drunk that you fall through your shower. Like, you're just, like, blackout drunk, you fall through your shower, which is how you get the glass lodged in your groin. And just, everything escalates from there. So, very clearly you went, I have a problem caused by alcohol. Very much, I guess I'll just solve it with alcohol. Which is not the recommended approach. So remove this. I forgot I had, like, an actual legit bandage. I normally don't worry about this, but I was like, eh. Oh, wait. Toss center bag. You wouldn't happen to have the emergency frequency, would you? Oh, it does. All right, so let's go to our watch real fast. Set alarm. Oh man, was it 7:50? Yeah, it was 8 o'clock is when the emergency broadcast could play. And then 9 o'clock is the earliest the helicopter could show up. Obviously, there's no helicopter the first day. Are you wearing a cowboy hat? I didn't even look. No, you're wearing nothing. You're wearing a bandage is what you're wearing. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're getting a wee bit peckish. And unfortunately, there is no food left in there. So what we're going to do is, as we are moving around, we are going to forage a little bit. We suck at it. We're in pain, and there's a whole bunch of other things going on, so expect terrible results. And we're having a foggy day, so even worse results. Excellent, excellent. All of that will help our cause. But we can find all sorts of bugs and worm. Well, I mean, I could dig for worms. I usually don't because it's not very efficient. Basically, we're foraging a little because that's a way we can get a little bit of food and all that while we're on our way here. Ooh, danger berries. Actually, I don't know what the beauty berries are. Hey, Barry, I don't know what you are. I'll just slam one of you real fast. Surely nothing bad will happen from eating unknown berries. All right, we'll give it a couple of seconds. If we get nauseous, we know not to eat more. If we don't get nauseous, then nummy berries. I'm feeling good about this. We're getting a little shad. I thought there was a many berries. It could go wrong. It has been a while. I don't recognize those ones. There was the rose hips. Are the ones I remember finding in the winter. Yeah, I'm not taking a chipstone. I don't care. But it is in our best interest to forage first thing in the morning, because that's when we have the best chance of finding stuff. It's just the way it works with like tiredness and everything. All right. Dead. Up. And bundled up enough now. We're actually overheating in fights. Alright, so grab a radio. We're gonna tune on in. Turn the volume to nothing. Alright, so it's going to be between 10 and 33 degrees Fahrenheit, 28% humidity, winds of 23 miles per hour. We are going to expect a moderate rain with a chance of snowfall in the morning. Tomorrow, it's also going to be basically freezing cold. We're basically just watching to see if they're going to have a terrible weather event towards the end of the day. Okay, no blizzard. Cool. And I don't remember what I was checking for on the zombies, but we're doing it. But as you can tell, as we go towards town, we'll have more and more fights we'll get into. Right, that's in terrible shape. And I know the searching hurts our visibility a little bit. It's just unfortunately one of those things we're going to do when we're out wandering, especially when we're in the wilderness areas. There you are. Because it's one of those things that we start getting real bad luck with our loot. It gives me a fallback plan. I can just try and find berries and all those. All right. And Sentient Cookie at a 95 stream streak, getting an extra 450 points, getting real close to being one of our first people to hit 100 streams in a row without missing any, which is absolutely absurd. It means a lot that you catch pretty much every stream that has happened since, you know, since the stream streak started actually being tallied. And Captain Insanity had a 5 stream streak. I also do appreciate that. Getting your extra 450 points, so thanks so much for continuing to tune in. Alright. Ooh, nightstick. I will take that. Don't care about the holster, not going to use it. Alright, so I need to rest soon. So you want to be careful about what we do pull. And this isn't a good spot for me to sit down. There's way too many trees way too close. Come on. Because we're not trying to skip the group, we are trying to eliminate it. Pretty much never missed one since you subbed. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. We're trying to pull them just a couple at a time because I have 0 strength and fitness, so we get tired real easy. Hey, strength 1. And we'll wear the hat. Yeah, so actually putting on the hat has reduced our temperature insulation. But we weren't having any problems with temperature anyways anymore, so I'm not too worried about it. It would be nice to find a jacket that isn't shredded up. Okay. It's all about the drip? I mean, you're not wrong. What's the point of surviving the zombie apocalypse if you can't do it in style? Now granted, I'm not really the cowboy kind of style kind of person, but I got nothing against it. Okay. Getting those first skill points in there. All right. So this is a big enough open spot that I feel a bit more comfortable sitting down here. Wrong button. That's good enough. We're almost full. Okay. Why do MMOs love their escort quests so much? The problem is, MMOs, because they use a quest-based system, there's really a small variety of options they can pick from. So you've got your classic escort quest. You know, it's just one of the ones. You've got your kill n number of thing. You know, also a well-known classic. You've got your fetch quest of go get the item from wherever. You've also got collect n number of thing, which is really just kill y number of thing, but you know, it's randomized how many y is. You know, fetch quests that are like gathering skills or whatever. But it's basically, there isn't that many new varieties of quests. So it is like they're kind of pulling from like the same 5-6 quests and just trying to put them in a balance that, you know, people are less likely to get annoyed with. Which, of course, escort quests and protect the person quests, those kind of ones, usually have a pretty low tolerance. You know what? That jacket's probably a little nicer. Both are shredded. Why do all the jackets have to have a bunch of holes in them? Okay, random thing. I don't typically think of myself as looking anything like Nicolas Cage beyond white dude, brown hair with glasses. Which I actually don't think he wears glasses. Alright. They're getting a little thirsty. Take a little bit of a sippy sip. Okay. Yeah, no, I shouldn't skip those zombies back there. I also really don't want to deal with them. I'm mostly just like, I want to get out of the woods. Well, get out of the woods, I want to get on the road where I can see what I'm doing. Get my bearings as to where the nearest businesses are and all that. Alright. Yeah, so stuff is down from us. Because we need to find more food. We're starting to lose our ability to carry as much as we've got because of hunger. Actually, take the hunting knife and throw it in our bag because I'll make it a little lighter. All right. I'm so used to playing at 16 times pop, being able just to stroll into Muldrow like this feels weird. All right. Won't be so long till we start to get exerted. Was that the bar? Okay, let's try and get into the bar here. Now I know where I am. Okay. Because also we get to the bar, there's a bunch of chairs right there. I shouldn't go directly in here. I don't have good visibility. But hear me out. I just really don't want to be exerted, so I'm just gonna go here anyways. Ooh. You got a good couple friends over here. If you want to keep doing this, I'm down to do this. So it's not the greatest spot, because a zombie can come to a tree and I won't have good visibility over it. But I am sitting in a chair, which is nice. But we'll see if we can't get inside here real fast and grab ourselves some other good stuff. I need to take a sip from my water bottle pretty soon again. Okay. Where are you going? Why are you all going to the window? Or the door? You should go to the window, right? Alright, well, that's not my favorite. Alright, we'll just pop right over here real fast. Now, big danger is eventually this will fail. Let's actually get away from that. That's too many. Yeah, let's take this out on the road where I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we're just going to go for a nice little stroll here. Alright, so we're back to trying to split up zombies again. So you try jumping over this fence. This is the kind of thing I need to not do in this run, is not pick up hordes, because like you can see, I'm not faster than them with the limp. Well, that's not my favorite. Alright, if we're doing this, let's do this. Bring out your dead. Alright, so we're deliberately aggroing these, bringing them into a big group. I just need to watch, because with the limp, I can get caught at certain angles where they're behind me, that they can actually get a grab. And it's been a long time since I've had a limp, because I normally don't run to limps ever when I play. But the plan is to run them down to this warehouse, circle the building, run away. And by run, I mean limp gradually away from my... Yeah, limp gradually away from danger. Alright, I was planning going around that way, but with all of them there, we'll go around the other way. Alright, we were being intercepted on that one, so I had to pivot. Okay, cannot be running this much. Yeah, there's a horde right there that was coming around the corner, slow funnel, so I couldn't couldn't do the strategy I wanted to. Yeah, there's the rest of that horde. So this is bad because there's not a whole lot of fences I can use over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take him back to the bar. We're gonna jump over the fence and we're just gonna leave. This has gone sideways. This is no longer a reasonable thing to be dealing with. Like, if it didn't have a limp, I'd have no worries because I could just walk away from my troubles. Ooh, that would be a real spicy way to ditch. The problem with that is if I go in there and there's zombies in there, that's just it. I'm just looping back over places I've already been, which is going to make this even worse. Just got picnic benches down there. Alright. This is a terrible idea I'm about to do. But we're doing it anyways. So cut the corner really close, cut the corner really close. I did not get past you. It's just a scratch, so it might be okay. Alright. Yeah, no, I definitely just cut it too close there. We got... So this is a problem. The ones we ditched spread out back up here. So where I did probably ditch those ones that are back there, we just picked up a new group. So we just got two bold going in. So what I do need to do now is we're definitely not going to be able to fight this. So let's put our crowbar away to reduce our carry weight. That did not, because I was holding it. We had the correct decision to begin with. Okay, we're running for it. Without aggroing the group that moved over there. So we're full steam ahead. We either ditch them or we die. And there's another group right there. So this probably just went sideways. We just gotta get out of here. So, we are playing the game of are we infected or are we not infected? And we don't know. I don't have time for your stuff, lady. I'll deal with you when we get home. Yeah, no, it's just, oh yeah, no, it's just the thing. Like, for the record, I had no reason to be pushing for that bar that hard. We're not in any kind of real danger yet. And it was being aggressive and trying to make that work. We are picking up way too much. I didn't anticipate how much we were going to be grabbing on the way back. That's fine. We're not still, like, we might be screwed. Like, we don't know if that Scratch... There's a 7% chance that Scratch killed us. But we don't know yet. But we're just going to run back to the farm. We're going to use the fence. We're going to kill these 3. Get back inside. Because, yeah, that limp is the thing that's really causing us trouble. The other thing I could have done is just completely ignored pushing the town and honestly just walked around the field and the farm, foraging the whole time, and I probably would be able to go through the entire winter that way. But that's no fun. And the reason I could do the whole winter that way is my character is obese, so I can afford to undereat for a good long while before it becomes a problem. And that wasn't a strategic decision. I just choose it because it's one of the, like, I need that if I want to go for, like, 0 strength, 0 fitness. I never checked. Does CDDA have Perfect Night or whatever it's called? Pitch Black Night? Because this feels way darker than I remember. Like, Project Zomboid is dark. But this is, like, uncomfortable to the eyes dark. Oh, I must be against the fence. It's like, why can't I move? I don't see them falling anymore. I guess I just lost them at the fence. I can live with that. Alright. Yeah. So we, like I said, we'll just go until we get our leg injury sorted out. Then we'll consider, like, that the victory, because we're not going to grind it out forever. Because at that point, it's just regular Project Zomboid, and at that point, I could just play Venus, which is our main run that we have 170 or 180,000 kills on, or whatever it is up to now. So it'd just be like a more boring version of my regular character. But the early game is the spicy part, and we're in the early game. So we need to address food today. Well, sorry, we need to address food when we wake up. We're watching for anxious and we're watching for nauseous. If either of those show up, it's a bad time. You could fill the water bottles. Okay. And we are fast forwarding time till midnight. Just when we go to sleep, we wake up at a reasonable hour. Nah. As long as we're not in the same room, I should be fine. Okay. So they're starting to rack up some pretty significant penalties to my carry weight and all that because of the hunger. Let me actually leave the kitchen knife here. The spare ripped sheets we can leave here. Keep the thread. I don't need the beer any... Well, actually, we'll keep the beer for now. I'm going to actually ditch the radio for the time being. It's just right now, because of our hunger problems, our carry weight is just super penalized. Because this There's disinfectant? Yeah, I don't need that. Disinfecting wounds in all in game is utterly useless. Which is a shame, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. So the good news is I don't see any warnings around infection, all that. Alright, Pinecone doesn't do us any good. You check the barn, there might be a needle in the haystack. If only that's how it worked. That would be fun if that was like a hidden thing. So because we're getting hungry, we actually get a bonus to the rate at which we find other types of crops. Well, things to eat. So mushrooms, berries, fruits, veggies. Now, we're on the winter, so there's a much more limited loot table. But we're also in farm. And farm has a very high rate of food compared to a lot of other things. Alright. Unknown berry. Do we get ourselves a little bit of food poisoning? Let's give it a second. See if we start to get sick. Nope, let's eat a little bit more. Still doing good, still snacking. Alright. Yeah, so we're trying to get a little bit of food because... the whole thing. You're pretty sure that can spawn? Really? That'd be fun. I've never actually looked, because the times I've gone to the barn, a lot of them don't even have lootable objects. Alright. You think you can forge in a barn? There's a very tiny chance. I'm willing to do it. We can tell here if it actually matters because the loot tables are based on this. We can check. So if there's like a barn, like region, whatever. Oh, that's my litter. That's fair. So that's probably us being zombie infected. No, I mean we went for a whole sleep before it showed up. Maybe it's food poisoning? Not sure. We'll know if we see anxious. We have been eating a bunch of unknown berries. I may not have been giving them enough time to work their way through. But if we see anxious, it means rip. Trying to remember exactly where the barn is. There it is. That said, because we ate a bunch of berries, there's a chance this will actually kill us on its own, even if it's the berries. Because we did just shovel berry after berry. Yeah, so the reason I dropped my duffel bag is because we're getting hungry, our carry weight's just getting more and more penalized to the point I'm starting having just troubles moving around. So it's gonna have to just sit there for a minute. Yeah, we're getting nauseous and all that pretty fast for if we had the zombie infection. So I think I may have scarfed a bunch of poisonous berries. Yes, this is showing as urban area. So for the record, you can actually find pins in both like the farmland and the urban area and all that. But it's not because there's some special thing. Needle is just on the loot table in all the different areas. It's just a terrible odds. You're still at extremely heavy load. Oh, right, because we lose carrying capacity from being sick as well. I wasn't watching my life. Because that was not zombie infection. I'm pretty sure we just straight up poisoned ourselves to death with berries. Because it was zombie infection, we would have gotten back up as a zombie. Yeah, so I didn't give it nearly enough time for that poison to be in effect. It's been a long time since I played Project Zomboid, so I forgot it takes a while for that to actually set in. Alright. Gotcha. So what I'm gonna do is... We're gonna do more Project Zomboid, but I don't think I'm gonna jump right back in on the CDDA challenge right away. And the only reason for that is we already kind of are, like, 2.5 hours in on the Project Zomboid segment, and I would start another one. I switched halfway through streams and all that. These wasn't zombie infected that caused it. So I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to change our title. We're still playing more Project Zomboid. Because, had I, like, very genuinely had no reason to push those berries. I could have eaten one and just waited. But yeah, so we poisoned ourselves to death. Doing Venus things. CDDA went decently. Might have died to poison. To eating poisonous berries. Honestly, I think that's the very first time I've died to eating poisonous berries. I've died to a mushroom before. I have straight up murdered my character to a mushroom before. What was that run? This is playing regular Apocalypse. I don't even remember what half these ones are. That's our big run. For those who don't know, I used to hold the world record in this game and all that. Weak stomach is insta-death. Oh, I don't take weak stomach. Yeah, no, I actually don't like the weak stomach trait. A lot of people are like, it's free points. It's like, well, okay. Alright. So what was our situation in game? I've got a handful of stale potatoes. I've got a small pile of spears. Plenty of water on us. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to get a... It's fine. Alright. So this is our, like, big run character. You'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner, and just so you can see that that's not a lie, we are at 171,593 kills. And if you want more evidence that this character has been alive for a very long time, so this is Louisville. This is the highest population area. We have the maximum population setting set, and we have spent the entire time in this town. And you'll notice each and every one of these markers is where a helicopter happened, among other things, like here's where generator is. Here's where batteries are. Those stars are propane grills. Fires are burnt out houses. Money signs are survivor houses. But we are at a phase in the game that I no longer loot literally anything other than the occasional zombies. Because loot is meaningless to me at this point. I have everything I could possibly want. I don't, for the life of me, remember at all what the situation was here. I don't see her vehicle here. It might be over by the gas pump. Oh, and her bodies decay at the regular rate. Why am I still getting cold? Huh. That's weird. Usually I'm bundled up to the point I don't have to worry about the cold. Alright, so we'll eat some salad. But as you can see, we're nearly maxed out on all of our weapons. Spears, like, the reason I've been doing spears is only because spears are, spears are like the last skill left. Did you ever get the hat listed on the map? Oh, that was just, there might be a hat there. And then we found this hat, we were just good. But as you can see, we were right about to hit max strength, like literally max strength. And unfortunately, with Project Zomboid works is you do actually have like a decay to that strength and all that. So it ends up being obnoxious because it kind of ping-pongs up and down if you're not actively doing stuff with it, which usually you are, so it's not really a problem. But like dexterity can be a real pain in the butt because of that. Alright, and we are doing fine on weight for the moment. Okay. So, what I don't remember at all is what the heck anything was going on. Because it's been months since I played this. I know we were pushing these neighborhoods over here as well as up here. I started... Oh, that's right. I started going up the area over here. I wanted to kind of like push up this way. We can kind of been moving around on the different routes we're taking. Because we reached a point in the game where there's just so many routes I can go. It ends up being more hectic. I am realizing... Wait. This isn't the place I thought it was. We're by the university. I thought we were down at the one over here. Okay. So we're right by the university. That means I really don't... Oh, yeah. I was driving the car up here. Okay. Alright. That's right. We're going down the Mansions Road. But yeah. I don't see any more zombies around here. But yeah, so we are... This character is playing with no respawns, but the absolute max number of zombies the game supports. We're on like really, really sweaty settings in this one. It doesn't look like it unless you just notice the ridiculous amount of bodies almost everywhere we go. Hold on to that thought, zombies. There you go. But that's after we killed 171,000 zombies in the area, so, you know, understandably, the zombie population is not looking too sharp these days. What we're trying to watch with the radio there is we're watching for the helicopter, because that can still be a problem. Yeah, I think the only thing I still want to accomplish on this character, in reality, is to get that level 10 spears, because with that I'd have all the weapon skills maxed out. I'm not going to go for fitness 10, because realistically I was just going out of my way to grind skills. At this point, since I'd be done with the combat skills, it'd be just go back to base and just grind the skills in the areas I've already cleared and not take any risk. Which is no fun. It may work on maxing electrician. Well, that's what it'd be, is after I got spears, it'd be working on the trade skills. So it'd be, you know, going through the buildings, taking apart all of the stuff in them, You know, for the electrician, for the carpentry, for all that. Doing all that kind of stuff and whatnot. Yeah, no, we messed with some CDDA at the beginning. I did switch the, what the challenge was. That's because we had a pretty good run going that I actually, I killed because I forgot it takes, like, how long it takes for poison berries to actually make you feel sick. So we just shoveled a bunch of poisonous berries into our mouth because we're like, poison? Oh, look, we didn't get sick right away. Eat the next one. Yeah, and it takes a good little bit for them to take effect. So we just went for a whole pile of poison berries. But that was just a throwaway CD run. We had already secured a lot of stuff, and like very genuinely, I wasn't in any real danger outside of that. You can push your hunger and your thirst not pretty low before it's like actually an urgent problem. Because the game does have a thing that as you get hungrier and hungrier, when you forage, you have a higher and higher rate of finding food. Oh, in that car, we've ripped the muffler off and everything, so it's as loud as it can be. That is a deliberate decision, because we want to fight, like, we're trying to kill all the zombies, like, keep the area safe and all that. And it's just a whole bunch that we got going on. So we might have killed a few zombies the last time we were on. The bodies only last 9 days, by the way. And the reason we're driving so ridiculously slowly is very genuinely, if I go flooring it over here, we'll most likely just roll the car, because the physics on stuff gets real weird when it comes to zombie bodies. That the more you pile them up, even though they look flat, it's almost like you make a giant human ramp. And so you can just drive over something like 15 miles. There's a clip that's still around somewhere, I think, where in this style of truck, I roll the truck going only like 10 miles an hour. Just driving a straight line, and I go over a pile of bodies, and the truck just goes plunk right onto its side. And then I had to walk the entire way back to my base, which was an entire city away. Let's see, hi. You set my in-game zombies to be, will be gone day 1, but every time game just crashed, so bad luck. Wait, you set my zombies will be gone in 1 day? Oh, that the corpses will disappear. Usually the crashes aren't usually corpses, it's the number of actual zombies that tend to be a problem. Because when the corpse hit the ground, yeah, it can cause some minor frame rate issues, but, like, it's usually the number of zombies. Some things that you can do settings-wise to help your game, is turn off blood decals, is the big one, and you can turn off corpse shadows. Can also help a lot. If you are running any mods, like 99% chance, if you're having crashes, it's your mods. That's just, the unfortunate reality is almost just shy of certainly, it'll be your mods. I think in the entire time I played the game, when I haven't been running mods, I've only had like 1 crash.
Oh no, Venice, the very character being played right now, is dead. Rest in rip.
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Cookie. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm at like probably like 3,500, 3,700 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. And I've probably had a dozen or so crashes, but the vast majority of those crashes were the 10 years later mod. Was very, very crashy for me. And then just genuinely, when I was doing some like really, really involved number of mods, I had an occasional crash. Alright, so I had to be careful when I'm standing on piles of bodies like that. It's really easy for the zombies to to be hard to see when you're doing that. Does the game have autosaves? Oh yeah, no, the game autosaves. There's normally it doesn't have manual saves to speak of. Now the world and your character save are slightly delayed from each other, but it is a commitment style game that when you die, you're dead. And there's stuff you can do to change your settings to make it less painful and all that. I don't do that. Literally when a character dies, I delete the world. It's just gone. Yeah, I think the world's saved a little bit more frequently than daily, like maybe twice a day. But either way, yeah, it is a thing that if you have a crash, you run into the weird situation where your character will still have their kills and stats, but the world will be where it was whenever the last update was. And I could do some weird, funky things. It's not a thing that you would, like, deliberately cheese or whatever. Like, one, there wouldn't be enough worthwhile to do it. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go in and change settings. Like, just change settings or mod. If you're just, like, if you're gonna go through elaborate ways to cheat, just cheat. It's a single-player game. You know, however you want to play it is the correct way to play it. As long as you're having fun. All right. Rebecca being deleted was Lampree's funniest version of save discrepancy. Oh yeah, no, there was one run that we actually quit. Oh no, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if there was a run that we quit that we literally were doing like a nomad run and I had everything in my bag and I had a crash when the bag was not in my inventory, but the world save had it when it was in my inventory. So literally everything my character owned just poofed. And it was like, nah. It's like if I had done something that got, you know, pushed away from it, lit on fire, like something that would destroy it, sure, I understand. Like, that would be fair. But, like, just the game crashing and a world save kind of issue is like, nah, I'm good, I'm done. I think that was the 10 year later mod. We had multiple times where I had, like, lost meaningful progress because that mod was really crashy at the time I went to play it. Like, it's an interesting mod. I wouldn't even say it's a mod I recommend or anything like that, because what it is it makes everything overgrown so it looks like a long time has passed, which is cool, but it can be crashy for one. And it is one of those things that after a while you're like, you know what I want to see? A color that isn't green. I could really use for a color that isn't green. Which is the same problem that happens with the cryogenic winter mod. Is after a while you're like, you know what I'd like? A color that isn't white. I would like to see colors again. Like, winter in this game is really nice, it's just when you have it forever, it very quickly gets tiresome. Do they have an explanation about the different types of saves? Oh no, it's just a normal thing. A lot of games work that way, that they have different things they save on rotation. Because you don't want the world saving every couple seconds. Your game would just hang forever. Versus updating your character stats, that goes real easy. Yeah, I know a lot of people like 10 years later. I don't think it looks bad, but it's one of those ones that, like, you play like an in-game month or two and you're like, you know what? I'm ready for this to be a different color. And the problem is, it will never be a different color. That's just it's always. Okay. Oh no, I doubt you'll see Royale Cheese boot this up to like. I don't think you'll see him trying to catch this. You got to keep in mind, we've got my character here. Well, we have, what is it, like a 45,000 zombie lead on Cheese's character now. Oh, like Cheese is totally capable of doing it. Like, don't get me wrong. But I don't think he'd want to put the time in. To be fair, if I was in his position, I wouldn't want to put the time in either. Like, I'm not chasing Lamprey's record. Lamprey has his record. I have, like, negative 1,000 interest in chasing that record anymore. I had it. I'm happy I got to have it at some point. But the time commitment it is now to get it? Nah. Nah. Nah, I'm good. Oh yeah, no, I don't think anyone is going to touch Lamprey's record. Like, people just gotta understand, Lamprey's record, you have to commit to playing one run without mistakes for, like, 7 or 8 months of doing nothing but Project Zomboid. Like, 10, 11 hours a day. Wait, we're just all gonna stand up here. I don't mind. Like, I've killed over 100,000 of you without cheesing any on a meaningful level. I don't mind anymore. And I'm sure there'll be like the one YouTube comment who's like, "Oh, you cheesed that group. You need to put an asterisk. You're not playing difficult. I could do better." And you're just like, you know what? Do it. I'll recognize it. If you get the kill count, like, even if you cheese, I'll recognize it. I will absolutely recognize it if you cheese. Because it doesn't matter. People like that can bite me. Oh yeah, no, there's people... I didn't run to... Like, once I set a record and all that, a lot of the, like, the worst of it went away. Yeah, casually gets 171,000 kills. Because it's not like getting them to walk up to the fence corner like this to cheese them. Like, yeah, if I was backing off, like using the vehicle to draw them to the corner and then pulling back up to do more, sure, that'd get obnoxious. But, like, right now, are like, okay, look. They're all over here. I would have to go the whole way around to get them. I'm just doing this because I don't feel like driving around. Alright, that's fine. I don't think I have a strategically placed chair anywhere nearby. Do we have a strategically placed chair nearby? No. So all those Z's you see all over the map, those are chairs I put down on the ground. I don't do the thing where I like grab the chair, put it down, rest, pick up the chair, put it in my backpack, go to the next place, grab the chair, put it down. And it's not because I have like something where it's like, oh, but that's cheesy or anything like that. It's very much, I'm very lazy, and I would rather just drop the chair and be like, it lives here now. There we go. Fighting with the car a little bit. All right. Yeah, so that's all a whole bunch of zombies inside that enclosed area. Eventually they'll find a way to path out and I'll get them. Alright, so just trying to bring them all out. Because what I've been, like, what I was doing in this run is we've been just clearing Louisville, and not worry about any of the other cities. It's just been like bouncing around to try and keep it interesting and all that, just hitting different parts of town and all that. So what I genuinely started doing was like I would start pushing one part of town and then drive to another part of town and start pushing that. All right, so we're getting a little bit of frame rate issues because of stuff like this, where they're trying to path to me and they just cannot figure out how. Which is part of the reason I was killing them through the fence is, one, it can actually rob your performance as the game keeps trying to figure out where they can path and all that. And that's annoying because you gotta go the whole way around. You're going past your current base? Yeah, a lot of people like the mansions in Louisville if you're gonna base up in Louisville. Oh, you found the way around. Here they go. I'm down to fight this. Let's deal with their little friends so they don't sneak up behind me. Now, the really big downside of spears, and one of the reasons... Well, I mean, there's a lot of big downsides. But one of the things I don't like about spears is, as far as endurance goes, they're not really efficient. Like, even with us at max fitness, at 1 point shy of literally completely maxed out for what we can do with spears. They still break a lot. That said, we're just throwing damage. Spears throw damage. I need to stop turning around. I don't have to do that. My nimble's high enough I can literally just back up forever. I just have to stop swinging for just a second. All right. Yeah, it's like right now I'm starting to get nervous because we're nearing high exertion, which is not what you want. And it sucks because we haven't really warmed up. And I'm already having to deal with this. Did you not? All right. So basically what I'm doing is I switched off of the spears because spears are very endurance inefficient. They're not axe bad, but they're pretty bad. And so I was becoming exerted very quickly. And keep in mind, that was with us one-tapping most of the zombies because we're at 9 spears. We're at 9, or it's like something like 9 fitness. And we're at like almost 10 strength on that. So we got like every imaginable stat going for us. And just pulling a group of zombies. Don't get me wrong, it's an absurdly large group of zombies. It's just one of those things that's a problem when it comes to the endurance. versus these hunting knives, endurance is just not an issue. The downside is I'm doing way less damage than I do, otherwise it'd be 1 and 2 tapping. But we're already really exerted, so we're not doing that. And I'm really rusty, otherwise I could do pretty close to the same speed with the spear as I can with the hunting knife. It doesn't kill quite as fast because there's more 2 hits than the spear would get. But we'd be able to mostly just hold down the button and land just about every hit. But I haven't played Product Zomboid in a couple of months. So I am the rust. Yeah, so we're getting to the last little bit, so I'm just trying to finish them off. There's a second wave. Okay. Let's go get a little joggy jog down here. And just trying to recover a little bit of our endurance. Oh yeah, no, we're just about to hit 1,700. Yeah, sorry. 171,900 kills and all that. All right. Which this is the highest kill count run I've ever had. It is also not the record. The actual character we had the record on has long since died. We're gonna do this, we just need to go for it. Okay. Okay, are we finally good to maybe rest a little? Drop that one in the bag. Alright. Let's see, watching Venus like it's weird AMR, it makes me sleep for some reason. Oh yeah, there's just a rhythm to it. So the downside is our truck is probably overrun. But that's okay. Don't care. cool to watch Venus smash. No, someone says otherwise. Yeah, no, I don't want to do Venus too much. It is one of those things that, like, it stops being quite as interesting for people to watch because this is what this gameplay is now. We don't have literally any reason to loot any buildings at all. Like, there's just very literally nothing I need in the game. Like, going into a building is just accepting risk with no benefit. Oh, and don't worry about the queasy. It's because we're standing in giant mountains of corpses. We're fine. We see that almost every single day. Let's go for a little jog up here. It just took us a long time to fight our way back because of how many zombies we had to kill there. Because our sprinting is actually getting to be a decent level, our fitness is extremely high, so we can get away with this. Like, versus normally you'll actually see me almost never sprint. Or jog. Sprinting is a separate mechanic. It's not never, never. Like, sometimes you just gotta maneuver around some zombies. But I'm very much of the mindset that your endurance is how much things you can get done in a day. And for every little bit of endurance you spend running, that's that much less you can use killing zombies, which isn't exactly true. You do regenerate it. But as you go down in endurance, it makes you fatigue more. So it does sort of work that way. It's just got like kind of two different resources that kind of have a feedback loop between them. Alright. That's also the reason I honked the horn. Is very genuinely we were trying to pull as many zombies as we could to the car, so I wasn't hunting down ones and twos. But so instead I can get the groups of like 100 or 200 zombies and just delete them. And every single day. Does that include your base as well? What, does what include my base as well? Sorry, I'm missing context to that. Alright. I do apologize if I'm not as talkative as normal. It is one of the downsides of when you stream Project Zomboid, because it's a game that any moment of inattention can end your run. Going to buildings is an unnecessary risk. Honestly, my own base, it would not be true. Like, going back to my main base, I almost never do. We only go back like once in a long while when I want to go like top off some fish or something. All right, so let's get away from here. We're getting frame rate issues over there. To be fair, when you look at the map, of the areas of the map left, the original mall in the game is the highest population zone I haven't done yet. And then there's the area just north and east of me is the next highest pop. Everything else in the game is lower pop than that. So we've already done a good chunk of the higher pop. So if we look up here, this area up here is among the top 5 highest pop areas in the game. And you're wondering why I'm running the sirens while driving away? What we're trying to do is make a bunch of noise as we're moving around to try and draw the zombies out of the houses. That's my way of dealing with it versus going in, checking for loot, taking risks, doing all that kind of nonsense. Because there's nothing I want or need in the houses, so there's no reason to take that risk. And even when there is something I do want in a house, I will generally make a ridiculous amount of noise outside the house before going in, and just like slowly expand the area I've got cleared. And that's even with respawns turned on, I'll still do that. It's just with respawns turned on, once I leave an area, I have to effectively start over that process. But it is the safest way of playing, because if you do that, you just don't get snuck up on zombies on any real frequency because you killed them all. And as I get close to our base, I turn the sirens back off. Because I don't want to drag them the whole way back to my base, but I do want to drag them towards the base. Alright. I'm still surprised I killed the other, like, I killed the CDDA character eating berries. I, even back in the build, like when it was, I will back up my save, that used to be what the name of the build 41 was called before it was, like, out and about. Even back then, they had a whole thing where you'd, you could just, as long as you weren't too aggressive with it, you could actually survive on berries without knowing if they're poisonous or not. So it's just kind of one of those things that I did that's like, man, I genuinely don't think I've ever killed my character poisoning them with berries. I've done mushrooms. I heard you. Oh yeah. I planted those, never came back to them. Just to casually haven't watered it in 3,800 hour potatoes. I don't like that there's so many of you wandering around over here. Okay. And before we go to bed, I'm just doing a real quick lap around the, Alright, so just checking to make sure we don't have any zombies running around here. Alright. Where are you coming from? All right. Oh yeah, we have a high enough cooking skill. If we wanted, we could just use rotten food and all that. The thing is, when you use rotten food and cooking, when your skill's high enough, you can do so safely. It's just, you might have something that's normally worth like 10 or 12 hunger or whatever, and then you use it raw and it's like 1. Oh. And our zombies are set to be smart enough to, that's not close enough. Our zombies are set up to be smart enough to, open doors and windows and all that. These freezers aren't hooked up, right? No. Okay, so I didn't have storage of food in here. That's fine. Okay, what we do is we go in here. And this character, well actually it's me as a player, I have a reputation, but this character especially, I have a reputation of sleeping in gas station bathrooms in a tent. It's just the way we roll because I like the tent, very specifically, because it is a place I can sleep that I bring with me. That's actually a decent sleep. You can set up just about anywhere. Alright, we'll just knock it a quick round of those before sleepy time. Yeah, you're so close to leveling. Yeah, the reason I like to do is I can put usually multiple layers of doors between me and the outside world. There's no windows I gotta worry about or anything like that. They usually are accommodating enough room. And because I clear out the area, I don't really have to worry about the risk of some random zombie smashing through a window very often. We had on a record run, we almost died to that. Because we had, like, some really fluky behavior. I am noticing that I'm basically out of food at the moment. Which isn't my favorite. And I don't remember where we had food going. We're also getting kind of low on weight. I really don't want to have to go trapping. Like, I really don't want to have to go trapping. Trapping is fine, it works well. I don't enjoy it. So it does annoy me when it's like, oh, it's time I have to trap. Because for those who don't know, we are in the winter. And the winter has a severe penalty on your fishing skill. You just get way, way, way less fish. So it's really hard to fish during the winter. But for trapping, I need bait. And I'm down to a singular stale potato on us. And I've got a bunch of junk in here and a spare generator and everything. So I think we're going to do, since there's clearly nothing on here that I need for that, we're not going to go back to where we were yesterday. Because very genuinely, I need to go south here and over to the right. It's probably going to be this gas station, that gas station, or that gas station that I have the, that I have my spare food in. So we gotta go back and find that. And we will kill zombies along the way. This is a big part of how you make an area safe. Is you just kill any and all zombies you see, and then you'll see less zombies. You just keep whittling those numbers down. All right. Yeah, so drive down here. And then we'll go east and we'll check the food situation over there. Because they usually only leave the generators on at places when I'm either actively based from there or if I have stuff in the freezer. And I usually won't have more than one base with food in at any given time. As far as, like, perishable food. Non-perishable food depends on my inventory situation. And so we're driving around here seeing literally no zombies. Keep in mind, highest population town in the game, or city in the game. And it just goes on for like ever. And we're on the very, very, very highest population settings the game supports. So it seems like there's no zombies. You're like, why are you playing in these easy settings? This is literally, we've killed so many zombies. There's just not many zombies in the area. All right. All right, there's our alarm to check the radio. We'll do that in a moment. Because I do have the helicopter on this save to set up to keep coming back again and again. So I gotta keep tabs on it, because if you're out in a bad spot when the helicopter shows up, it will get you killed. Or just give you a real bad day. We're just watching to the end of the broadcast to see if it mentions the helicopter. Okay. So tomorrow in game might get warm enough that the snow melts. Because this character is right about the end of winter. March 1st is the end of winter in the game. So very genuinely, if I did like a proper stream or two of this character, that'd probably take us to spring. Yeah, and I see all those zombies. I'm not gonna go running back in those trees. We'll just keep making noise driving around. They'll head out to us. Yeah, and house icons are places I secured. So shouldn't have much in the way of zombies nearby. All right. And you are scooching a little bit close to places I haven't cleared yet, but we shouldn't see that many zombies out there because I've taken so many helicopters nearby a lot of these places that even though I haven't explored very far in some of them, just the helicopter, how obnoxiously loud it is, will have drawn a bunch of them out. Okay, so around this corner will be another one of our pit stop bases. We'll see if that's where we've got our food. I mean, worst case, if we are in trouble, we could drop back to my main base. And I know I've got stuff there. It's not going to be this one because the power is off. We do have a bunch of seeds over here, interestingly enough, but nope, that's not where it's at. So our next one is just up the road. Yeah, generally speaking, every single gas station, I'll take the time to clear the zombies out of the area, board up the windows if they're damaged or whatever, and just give myself that place. If I have a spare generator laying around, I'll toss it on there as well and gas it up. But the idea is that every gas station is a place that, in a pinch, I can run back to. Because even super late game where your character gets super juiced, you'll misjudge a play and like how well set up you are and whatnot, and just go for something. And it's not that you'll die, but you'll be like, oh, like I just don't have enough endurance left to fight this out, and back off. So always having fallback points is a good thing. A bunch of just wandered in here over time. Little teensy bits. All right. So the unfortunate thing is, whereas like, oh yeah, I wanna max out my spears and all that. That's actually not as fast of an endeavor as you'd think, even with me being at 9, because very genuinely for spears, well, any weapon that is, not just spears, the time it takes to like reach 9 to like actually finishing it off is pretty close to the same. So it's just, there's a lot of spear kills I gotta get. And part of the reason we haven't hit 10 is I use spears for a while, and then I get really tired of spears. Because they're a little bit more inventory managing than the other weapon categories. And then I'll stop using them, it's like, no. So I end up putting them off to the very end, and they were just so far behind all the other weapon skills. They're good weapons. They're just lots of negatives. I have more spears in here, did I? Yep. Because it's getting low on how many I had on me. It's also annoying to have to make like, for every like in-game month, I have to make like 200 something spears or 100 something spears or whatever ends up being an obnoxious amount. All right. It is a good garden store for collecting like rain pails and all that, which the watering cans in the game are actually really amazing. They just store a ridiculous volume of water. So if you're ever like out and about and you just want to be able to bring a bunch of water with you, they're a really good choice. I think they carry some ridiculous, like 50 or 200 or some nonsense water. They're not, like, particularly light or anything doing that, but it does give you a container that you can carry an obnoxious amount of fresh water in. All right. And just over here should be the next gas station we had secured. I think it's honestly there's a gas station a bit farther east, I believe is the one that we've actually got set up that is where we left the food at. But I don't remember specifically. So not like this one, but the one farther east that's on a north-south road. Alright, eating our potatoes. And we are all out. Alright, so kill this one. Check the generator. If the generator's on, it means more than likely I'm storing food here. If the generator's off, if it was storing food here, it'd be all rotten anyway, so it wouldn't do me any good. I'm assuming it's not this one, though. Nope, it's off. I also leave a full gas can there just in case I accidentally leave it on and forget about it. Leaving a full gas can there means when the generator runs out of gas, I could just fill it back up. And then I just know to fill up the gas can immediately so I can't forget again. Or rather, if I forget again, it's not a situation where I have to then go seek out someplace to find gas. That said, when you have a vehicle that has gas that you're going to it with, it's not that big a deal, because worst case, you can drain a little bit of gas out of your car, start the generator, then fill up the gas can, then top off the generator, and you get the idea. Yeah, so I think that gas station over there is the one we're looking for. Okay. Man, also for the kill count of 172,101 that we're at, that's 1 year, 7 months survived. I almost hit that pole, and I would have felt like it probably wouldn't have done much damage to us, but it would have been upsetting. Could have been needless damage. Because very much you're doing the marathon runs, it's entirely like avoiding risk, is what the entire run is about, is just avoiding risk on every possible level. When you know the helicopter's coming, you go to a safe place. When a fight doesn't look good, you just leave. It doesn't mean you don't fight. Obviously, you can't get those kills without fighting. But the moment things aren't on the up and up, you're like, nope, time to go. Time to make the switch up to whatever I gotta do to make this safer. Now, I'd like to put down some traps to get my weight back up, because right now, your healthy weight is between 75 and 85, so we're getting down to 78, so we're very quickly starting to drop to the point that we're going to start getting underweight, which isn't the end of the world. Like, the winter will be done before we could be in a situation where that would get dangerous to us. But it does penalize our damage when we're underweight, so we don't want to do that, because it just makes fighting zombies slower, and nobody wants that. But, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Now, what I had been doing is where you see, like, all this scrap down here. We've been putting, traps down there, and then using whatever produce we got to put in the traps to catch rabbits, and then I have rabbits to eat, and you can gain a little bit of weight on the rabbits. Don't do in that real life. There's things called rabbit poisoning, which is literally... It's also known as protein poisoning. It's that literally rabbits have so little nutrients in them that you could eat your fill of rabbit all the time and starve to death. The whole, you can eat it, but there's nothing in it. Or, like, there's nothing in it to run your body on. Okay, so this is most likely where I've got my food stashed. Yep, so this generator is on. Alright, so I got a bunch of potatoes. Kind of like chewing celery burns more calories. Yep, similar concept. Alright. So I'm worried about our weight. So what we're going to do is, because we wasted most of today trying to figure out where the heck my food is, I'm going to go down here to where I've put the rabbit traps down here before. Actually, how many rabbit traps do I have? Because I want a decent number of them, so I don't have to make a big effort out of this. Six. We want more than that, I think. Do we have the nails on me? I have not a whole lot of nails on me. Okay, let's run back over here, open one of the boxes of nails. And we're going to make a bunch of rabbit traps so I could start arming them and making that happen. Because you can see I cleared up this whole area a lot. If you're wondering what all this is about, is because we've been doing all the spears stuff, this is what I have to do to actually have enough spears to fight the zombies. Is just deforest everything to just get more spears. I don't like it. All right. Let's make some more traps and all that. There's a bunch of different traps you can use. Generally speaking, I prefer the box traps more than anything. The only downside is you need, like, actual proper produce to do it. So again...
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Like, potatoes, tomatoes, strawberries, stuff like that. Gotta become a lumberjack just to avoid using axes. No, there's a lot of people who love the spears. They're not my favorite. Generally speaking, one nice thing though about Product Zomboid is you'll have people scream up and down, oh, like, this weapon's better than that weapon so far as categories go. But I personally feel that Product Zomboid does a really good job of all the weapon categories have their own niche that they're good at. That, you know, they're all have their pros and cons. Like, the spears are just flat out highest DPS. That's their big thing. If you want to just delete zombies at maximum speed, spears are what do it for you. But the counterbalance to them is they break really easy, so you have lots of inventory management, and then you have on top of that they hurt your endurance. Then you've got, like, axes. Axes will get you to one-tapping zombies without using execution animations faster than any other weapon category. But they're also the least efficient on endurance, so they will absolutely destroy your endurance while doing it. Then you've got like short blade, which are pretty mediocre on a lot of things, but that what ends up happening with the short blades though is they're like the absolute best when it comes to endurance efficiency. So when you have to fight a ridiculous number of zombies, you can just go through it. Thank you for the 200 biddies, Darth. I do appreciate that. So I believe that's 3 Legos I owe now. Because I got the ones from earlier, but I owe 3 more Legos. So I'll get those here in not too long. Alright, this should be more than enough traps. This'll be I get annoyed by the number of traps level of traps. So let's pop over here real fast. How many potatoes do I have in my person? Oh, 15, I'm good. Because you gotta put bait in them. So the reason I want to do this is I want to go over here, drop all the traps. Now, one of the key things that a lot of people go when they're trying to figure out how traps work, so it's important if you bring up your search for foraging, what like biome or whatever you're in. Because basically, if you're trying to catch stuff like rabbits, the vegetation biome is okay. The woods biome, like the wooded biome, is good.
Thank you, Randall, for 18.
And the deep forest is better.
Subscribing for 26 months. He said
Hype
weapons
train
are
is
balanced.
go.
I can die
Choo
with
choo.
any also morning.
Thank you, Randall Thor, for the tier 2 sub. So thank you so much for the extra support and all that. It does mean a whole heck of a lot that you'd support the channel and, you know, give it a little bit more and all that to support. You've been supporting the channel for 26 months, which is a heck of a long time, so I appreciate that. But kicking off a hype train, so thank you for that as well. Alright, so we've got all these, so I gotta be careful because I'm actually pretty overburdened.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Randall Thor, for the 200 biddies. I do appreciate that. I'll have to go back and figure out how many Legos I owe. And just as a heads up, I don't have another Lego kit lined up yet. I know a lot of people talked about there was, just because farm sim and all that, there was a John Deere harvester Lego kit that a whole bunch of people were like, you need to get that. So what I am going to do is on Throne, I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Oh, I have to do it down here. It's been so long. I'll go ahead and put it there for those who want to, you know, support in that way. But when the Lego kit's done, obviously we won't have more parts until I get it like a new one in place. I do like the idea of continuing it. It just dropped at like $400 or $500 or whatever, $200-300 on like a, you know, big enough Lego kit to make it worthwhile. As well as things that's just like, wait till I get paid. Because money's scary.
Thank you, Andrew B1TS, for subscribing for 10 months.
Thank you, Andrew
I
Bits.
have to join the Hype Train Rules tab.
Thank you, Andrew Bits, for the tier 1 sub and subbing to the channel for 10 months. So thank you so much for that continued support. I do hope you enjoy your advertisement-free viewing as well as access to the emotes. So thank you again for that continued support. Yeah, it does mean a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, so we are we're putting down our traps. But you'll notice when I look at this, even though it's like a median in a road, it does count this as vegetation, which isn't ideal for trapping, but it's good enough. Excuse you. But yeah. They're just putting down a whole bunch of traps. So the traps don't guarantee catches, and then sometimes your traps will get destroyed by what you catch, as well as if zombies bump into them, they'll start trashing them. But what you need to do from here, and this is one of the things that's a little bit confusing, is you need to have your ingredients in your main bag. They cannot be in a separate pack. It just, for whatever reason, it won't take them. You just right-click on it, you choose Add Bait, and almost all vegetables will work. There are definitely ones that are better for catching stuff, But if you don't want to put the effort in, just grow whatever the heck you want and just toss it in there. It'll be good enough. Don't worry about it. But you'll know if you catch something because what'll happen is when you come back, the door will be closed and it'll be making noise. Alright. So I'm going to eat the potatoes that have like the lowest amount of potato left. So these ones that say 3. Because those are the ones they use for baiting the trap. So you don't put the whole potato in there, but just kind of bait it with a little bit. But you'll end up, if you don't do that... Oh, I need to not be using those ones. I need to use the stale ones. That's more urgent. Because after they go from stale, they go to rotten. Alright. Oh, those are already... So those ones we pulled out... Oh no, it still says they're fresh. Okay, that's... whatever. Alright. But, now that you've got them all set up and baited, what you do next is you leave the area. You need to get far enough away for a period of time for them to potentially catch something. And it's something like 70 tiles or 90 tiles. I don't remember the exact amount. But you just get away. So you set your traps, like what I do is I set my traps in the morning normally. And then I go about my day, do all that, go to sleep, wake up the next day, check my traps, take everything out, reset them, rinse and repeat. Alright. Yeah, so we're down here, and we've cleared all the way up to there. So we're probably not going to see many zombies over there. I'm just going to go ahead and do a lap around here. Because that's where we started this run, is up this way. We started in this neighborhood, went down here, and then cleared up that neighborhood. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a lap up here real fast, just see if that main road has had any zombies intrude on it, because we haven't been there in, like, a year.
Thank you, Randall, for 1812 for gifting a sub to Chad Guru.
Thank you, Randall Thor, for gifting. How many subs is that? For gifting 5 subs to the channel. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you, Randall, for 1812 for gifting a sub to Dragon_Lord07.
So Randall Thor gifting subs to Chad Guru, Dragon Lord 07, Jess Dubs, Pirate, King Redbeard, and Rockbeard. You'll have yourselves a nice advertisement free viewing as well as access to the emotes.
Thank you, Randall, for 1812 for gifting a sub to Jess Dubs.
Whether you wanted them or not. So thank you again so much for that continued support, Randall Thor. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. And one of the things that's going to add, and this, like I already know, you have your T-Tub. This, you have your higher one.
Thank you, Randall, for 1812 for gifting a sub to Pirate King Redbeard.
Just because I'm bad at mentioning it. For anyone who does want to do like extra support to the channel, obviously not expected, but if you do it, it's super appreciated.
Thank you, Randall, for 1812 for gifting a sub to Rockbeard.
That right now, upgrading your sub will do way more for the channel than like bits or gifted subs or that kind of thing, because we are pushing for the Plus program. For those who don't know what that is normally Twitch gives a 50-50 split between streamers and themselves for subs. But what they're doing is if you get enough points for 3 consecutive months, then you can get that bumped up to a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. Yes, that house in the corner up here, that was one of our one of our longest bases in this run that we had. They're based out of there. Not seeing any zombies at all. Straight up zero zombies out here. But we fought for a long time out here to force our way into that neighborhood to go hunting for the generator magazine and all that. But there's a small group here. But the big caveat with that is just the way it works. Prime subs, gifted subs don't count. It's only tier 1, 2, and 3 subs you buy for yourself are the only ones that count as a plus point. So it's just one of those things that normally be like, yeah, bits help, like, bits are the way to go. That, but it is one of those things like, upgrade your subs. Like, upgrade your subs. Like, that's the big thing if you want to throw extra money at channel, which, again, not expected. And that wasn't a commentary at anyone. Randall Thor is already running an upgraded sub and all that kind of stuff. It just reminded me that I need to be plugging that because I need to hit 100 sub points by the end of the month. We are currently at 49, so we're a little bit behind from where we want to be. Because, you know, we're just... What is that in the middle of the road? Is that just a discarded spear from some point? Huh. Apparently forever ago I just dumped a spear in the middle of the road there. Cool, I guess. That's probably early game that my inventory was full and I needed to get away from stuff, so I dropped the spear and then proceeded to forget about it. Or I grabbed a spear by accident, meant to drop it on a zombie's inventory to get rid of it, and just misclicked and dropped it on the ground instead. This road's getting real narrow with the trees growing in this much. Alright, there's a couple of small packs around here. This is the reason I figured to go this way, is getting a pretty decent ways into the day. So I didn't want to do the whole way around, like the whole way out to where I was fighting before, because just the time it would take to do that. It'd be real dark by the time we got back. But just doing this little lap where I'll probably have a couple little groups like this here and there to deal with, probably fine. Then knowing my luck, I'll get down here and it'll be like completely filled. That, you know, forever ago the helicopter pulled zombies from off the side of the map, which has absurdly high pops of zombies, and you cause an issue. I'm doubting it. I'm actually a little surprised to be seeing some of those groups in there. Like, the occasional straggler I fully expect, because no matter how much you clear an area, you'll keep coming back. It'll be like that one zombie you find, you're like, where have you been? It'll just be like the one zombie who got, like, tangled up in a closet or whatever. Alright, Hype Train success. We had 7 gifted subs, 400 bits, and I believe before that there was a couple more that I missed. That's all Randall Thor. Okay, so I think it was actually 500 bits with Cookie's bits. I think Cookie's bits landed before all that. So we're going to quickly knock that out. So that means 7, 11, 12 Lego pieces for the kit. Let me go ahead and switch up that. That's not the one I meant to. That's zooming in on my... Oh, actually, no, that's right. Alright, so let me go ahead and get the 7 Lego pieces IO real fast. What was I working on? Okay, so I had you. So we go... I need to do 6 more. 5 more. And those just go together. And I need all those things. There are so few Lego pieces left back in here. It's all like tiny detail work now. And then 4 more. 3 more. next page. And this goes... this. I have to move to see what I'm doing. Oh, the whole thing pivots? No. Oh no, you go up here. I see. Alright. And then I need this. And this.
Yay. And another piece.
Alright, so another one. So then, for this would be three, like I'd say 2 more. Now we're just gonna say 3 more again, and you go back here facing inward.
Yay. And another piece.
So when we finish with this piece, it'll be 4 more again. Oop, I detached that. Don't do that. There we go. Okay, and I need one of these. So then it'll be now down to 3. Oh, you
Yay.
point.
And another piece.
You're gonna make it so hard for me to keep track. Okay, so now it's at 4. And then 3. Next set of pieces out.
Yay. And another piece.
So we're back up to 4 if I'm not mistaken. So then we're back to 3. And then 2. And then you go back here. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I do apologize. It's at an angle I'm not sure I can make that work better. I got this cage thing here. With those. Getting to the point where it's real easy to find the leg. Alright, so then it's 1 here. And 0. And all I'm doing is they're like little red pegs. I'll show you the closer up when we turn it. Yeah, so if I turn this here, the things we added was we added right down here, you'll see like it's almost like a tail light looking thing. And then if we switch to this side, you'll see the red pegs there are what we added. Because we gotta add something else. Alright, and with that we've got those. And thanks so much, Leafy Pew, for adding 4 more on there. I did get those right? I didn't short you. I want to make sure I'm being honest with it. So hopefully I didn't short you, because when it is like 1 and 1 and 1, I'm like, what? How many was it? ADHD brain says, please. That's a weird looking dog. Hey, look, the dog's sensitive about it. Don't be like that. It tries. All right. So yeah, so we had like 12 or 14 or so zombies just chilling out in the fringes. Oh, I have a car here. Usually I'll always tow these cars off the side of the road. I'm actually gonna do that right now. So cars like this, I'll make it a point to take them off the road, because in a pinch where I'm trying to rush around someplace, I don't want to just slam into a car at speed. It's a way to very needlessly end a run. Plus, it's nice to just go around the city and you've got everything cleaned up. The junk cars are off the road. I mean, honestly, a car like... Do I actually have my propane and welder with me? I probably do, right? Actually, they're probably in this bag, aren't they? We're gonna even better take it off the road. We're gonna do the forever off the road. Not because I care about woodworking or metalworking or the parts or anything, but that makes it so I can never hit it. It's just gone now. Oh yeah, you're up here. So put back on your hat. Reattach our trailer. And the only reason we're doing the trailer is because I'm doing spears. I go through so many of them. It's just easier for me to have the trailer with all the spears here. I had another trap box. You know what? I don't really care. Did I not have more propane in here? Alright, note to self. Get propane. Let's go talk to Hank. Get me squared up. Okay. Do you tend to grab the same car different runs? Or are they randomized? Oh, do you tend to grab... So the cars are randomized where they're at on the map. Sadly, I don't have more propane to take those apart. But I do like the Bull Driver, which is the car we're driving right now. And the reason I like it is I do like to use the sirens quite a lot to draw zombies to roads and all that, so I don't have to like deal with them being out in the woods and all that. So finding like a firefighter Bull Driver or a police Bull Driver or the, you know, we're driving like the gas company Bull Driver. I don't have a preference between those ones. Like it's mostly aesthetic at that point. But I do like the Bull Driver car. It's decent at off-roading. It's got, you know, a decent amount of horsepower and all that, so if you go off-road, you don't just immediately bog down and get stuck and potentially get overwhelmed. Oh, you already have rabbits in you? Alright. I wasn't expecting that fast. Alright, so take all the ones where the gates are closed. We'll take the rabbit out of them. And we will add more potato. These are my traps. I forgot, I need to check the ones that didn't have rabbits to make sure they didn't grab the bait and go. Yep, so we got ourselves 5 rabbits. Not a particularly large group of rabbits, but you know, 5 rabbits is 5 rabbits. So what we'll end up doing with those rabbits is I will overeat them as a means of gaining weight. Like I said, again, in real life, doesn't work. You can't eat just rabbit and survive. But Project Zomboid logic, you know, rabbit is where you get them gains. So let's make sure I didn't have any rabbits like stuffed in the freezer or something like that. Yeah, so I've got some frozen potatoes and broccoli and all that. Okay. I'm just moving all the potatoes I can out of the fridge into the freezer so they last longer. I probably had it full because that was likely full of rabbit before. Okay. And meanwhile, we'll run right over here. And we're not going to even wait. We're going to go ahead and butcher all 5 rabbits. Put them in the oven. And make roast rabbit. It's not like there's deer or cows in the game yet, so they need some kind of protein that isn't bugs or crows. Why? What's wrong with bugs? Get some nice trash can roach. It is the thing that, like, depression in the game is one of those kind of... It's a mechanic, but kind of not a mechanic. And what I mean by that is it's a mechanic in the game. They have entire systems built around it. But one of the downsides... This is a problem that actually Project Zomboid does have. Is for all the complexity that Project Zomboid has, you can ignore most of it. Is the real issue. The vast majority of the game systems, it's like, oh, you can do this and this, or you can just eat the thing, or you know, like you can do all this and make sure this. If you get more protein, you gain strength faster, and it's like, or you can just eat. You'll get there. Don't worry about it. All right, rather than fighting this, we're just gonna go ahead and unhinge her jaw. And just casually eat 104 hunger worth of rabbit. So it's whatever 2.93 encumbrance is. So we'll just assume it's like a 3-pound rabbit that our character just unhinged her jaw and is wolfing down all in one go. But we're not done yet because I am still not at least neutral. Well, actually I am neutral on my weight thing. But I want to get them gains. So we're going to eat another one. And then my character's like, I simply cannot eat. It's not possible. The amount of food I've consumed, I am physically incapable of making more food fit in me. To which I say, you're weak. But also, okay, fine, whatever. Oh, look, this cabinet has more spears in it. I have a feeling. I mean, granted, we don't know for when the spears show up in like how they're changing them for the new version. Like, I can't speak from any knowledge of what they're going to be like as far as actually playing. But I would anticipate. Oh, I have more trap boxes. Okay, hang on. But I forgot so many of these cabinets are full of stuff. I forgot I had even more trap boxes on me. Alright, so the good news is we are ready to rock and roll here. Alright, so we didn't get too much XP on a lot of these things, because we did spend most of the Project Zomboid segment of today's stream on the CDDA run, which is fine. We got pretty far, like, we basically were just wandering around until our leg or our groin healed, Like, we had it patched up and everything. We just need to, like, stitch it to make it heal faster. But you can actually heal deep wounds by just wrapping them. It just takes forever. But I was being not smart, and it's been a long time since I've had to juggle poison berries, and forgot how long it takes for poison berry to take into effect and killed that character. But it was a brand new character earlier today on stream. But with all that said, I'm going to put away my tent before I forget, because I will. I didn't leave myself inventory space in my thing for tent. It's fine. The spear will break. But with all that said, we are going to be exiting out of Project Zomboid at this point, because what's going to end up happening is we're going to go ahead and have a poll for what we're going to be playing next in the channel, so don't go anywhere because you get to weigh in on what we do play. But I am going to still have things going on Twitch, but on YouTube and TikTok, the stream will end and come back with whatever new game we're going to play, because it is just one of those things that I'm unable to switch categories in those platforms, so you just gotta live with that. But I used to play tons and tons and tons of Project Zomboid. I'm at like 3,600